I started off with hand-coded HTML pages and pretty much stayed like that for a long time until social media came along and took all the grunt work out of it. So I could just put in entries and it would go up online automatically. That was with LiveJournal originally and progressed across to Facebook and also to Twitter. Now, with the threat that LiveJournal was going to go offline now that it's owned by Russia, and with the trouble that Twitter is facing, and the fact that Facebook is becoming more and more advertising and less stuff that I want to know, I want to sort of archive my social media stuff because it's mainly me that uses it anyway. And this will include YouTube videos that I'm interested in, photographs of things, and also increasingly my VR and 360 content, which doesn't currently display particularly well on any other systems. So this uses a MySQL database for which I put in information. And if I look at the input form, it's very basic. Now, I appreciate how dangerous this is to do, but at the moment, this is purely on my own local system. So this text box here, which is labeled content, will accept HTML. And I can paste HTML in here, and then that HTML will render when we look at the page. So, for example, if I look at this particular post, all I've done is grab the embed code from the YouTube link and stuck that into the content form here, and put a little bit of text underneath, and that's what's created this page. What's around the outside is all created by a standard template, including whatever picture I put down here. Have I got an example of a different picture? I don't think I have. But yeah, plain text picture. And if I look at things like each of these topics is just a slightly different template. So if we look at search and I go, actually, no, go back home. If I look at the last backup, click on that. This is all using that same template that I've used to display the main articles, but in this case, it's programmatically creating the information that's in the middle here. Don't worry about the details, it's just specific to my backups. So with this in mind, if I have a look at a 360 picture that I've posted, I'm able to post the A-frame code into the body of the message that then allows me to do this. So I can look around the inside of this car using 360 picture. I can also go into VR mode. That automatically fills the whole screen. And with A-frame, I don't currently have the zoom in and zoom out options, but that gives me that. As the message at the top said, you can either click on the X or press the escape key to come back into here. And depending on what format or what system you're using, that VR will either, like we saw in this case, this is on a PC, so this gives us a click and drag option. On a mobile phone, you'll get the option that as you move around, it follows the location of your phone. Or if you're in VR, we're in a VR headset, when you click on that, it immerses you in the entire 360 image. A-frame does have the capability of putting click and tags into here. I've not yet been able to do that. That's going to be sort of one of my next things to learn. So to look at the code for this, if I look at the database PHP admin, this little section here, that's all the code that I need. And in fact, if I was doing a template, I would cut that down even further, because in a template, you would want to have the references to the script in the header. So yeah, that would be quite clear. If I go to Notepad, that shows exactly what the content of the page is. And just to show that that's not doing anything additional, if we have a look at the code for the template itself, it's mainly linked to how to log into the database rather than the display for the page. As we look here, the display for the page is quite simple, and it doesn't actually have anything related to the A-frame code in here. And this same template works for the YouTube video, for the Penelum 360 images, and any other code that I want to put in. I think going forward, what I want to do is to create a specific template for 360 images, so that all I need to do is to type in the text that I want to be in the page and the location of the image, and then let the code that's already built into the template do its own thing. I kind of want to be able to link from 360 image to 360 image before I make that next step.